Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another night here at WCTV for a live Spirit Connections. How's everyone doing tonight? Woo.
Crickets.
Crickets, crickets, crickets. Exactly.
We need a live audience.
We do need a live audience. If anybody wants to come down to Wareham, let us know. We'll get you in. I think we have a hookup. So I'd love to have people here just to play off of. I know Matt and Andy come all the time, but anyways, my name is Tiffany Rice, Spirit Medium Tiffany on Facebook, Spirit Tiff on Twitter, TiffanyRice.com. And this is Stephanie Burke.
I'm making faces at the computer, not you, I promise.
Okay. Stephanie Burke.
Spirit Medium. It works. Independent distributor. Don't listen to Tiff.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, on Twitter is sburke910 and email sburke910@yahoo.com. I keep things very simple. Same thing all across the board. Tiff has to be different.
I do. I like switching it up once in a while. But we want to say hi to Kiara, who's out there. Hi, Kiara.
In the chat room tonight. We were supposed to have a guest tonight, but they decided not to show up. So we're
going to be doing a short show tonight. It's only going to be a half hour. I know, you guys want the full hour. But again, like Stephanie said, we had a guest plan to show up tonight, and it was a no-show. So we are going to do, to our best ability, do some Q&As, because I know that's what you guys like to do. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you get into that chat room. Obviously, if you're watching us, you're probably in the chat room already. So we are manning it. I can't see it because, again, no glasses, but Steph is there so she can read it. And if you want the phone number, which is displayed, I know
Warren's getting it up there right now.
Exactly. So you guys can give us a call and ask a question. I don't care if it's paranormal. I don't care if it's spiritual, anything. I just want to hear your voice. I love that participation. So,
have you ever seen The Princess Diaries? It's a Disney movie with Anne Hathaway.
I was just going to say, is that Anne Hathaway? Yeah, I've seen parts of it.
Well, the first one they have, she's so busy being a princess that she forgets to go on her best friend's cable show, and they play cards the whole time on the show because she never shows up. That's what I kind of feel like right now.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah,
I've only seen parts, like in the very beginning, I've seen parts of it.
We're not saying our guest is being a princess or anything, but...
No, but...
But it's funny. It's just, we're on a cable show, but we didn't bring cards. So, anybody out there that wants to ask us some questions, Q&A, we haven't done our Q&A show in a very long time.
I know.
We used to answer tons and tons of questions on our Q&A show. So if you have any of those for us, it can be about anything, what's our favorite color, up until anything about mediumship, table tipping, meditation, It Works products, anything you want. So shout out, let us know.
Let's keep it going, yeah.
We'll answer just about anything.
Exactly. It's going to be weird having a half-hour show because
We're so used to the hour.
The hour. I remember one of the first times that we had our show.
I dropped my glasses.
Oh, I wanted to know what that was.
Just don't step on them.
One of the first times we had the show, we ended up doing an hour and a half because I remember I was told, oh, yeah.
That was a Q&A show.
Yeah, it was a Q&A show.
Yep.
We had 2 hours to fill, or at least we tried an hour, but we were told, oh, you can do the 2 hours. So we ended up getting carried away.
It was like an hour and 45 minutes. We had like over 80 people in our chat room just asking questions over and over and over again. So that was a really good show.
It was a really good show, and it was fun because it was back in the day when it was at Studio 807 in Easton. Sorry, itchy nose. And so it was fun. It was a good time. So this past Friday, I went with Rise Up back to the Pain House.
You did.
In Coventry, Rhode Island.
I stayed home because they were busy looking for bombing suspects in the next city over. So,
and it was crazy because as I pulled up to the Pain House, that's when all of a sudden the media started saying, you know,
he was caught.
Yeah, he was caught.
He was actually a student at UMass Dartmouth, which, if anybody does know where that is, it is in Dartmouth, Mass. And I grew up in New Bedford, which is. It borders Dartmouth. So it was safer to stay home.
Intense.
Yeah, than it was to go out. They were busy arresting people in New Bedford at the time, so figured
Just stay in.
I'm not going to take the trek to Coventry tonight. I'm going to stay where I know is safe. And but I did hear it was a good time. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, it was a good time. Basically, I worked with the Marlborough Cable Access Station. They came down and they were filming a documentary, and they had interviewed me prior and asked me questions about being a spirit medium. So I gave them the interview, and then they wanted me to do a walkthrough, which is what Stephanie and I always talk about when we work with Ken and Dave and
of Rise Up.
Of Rise Up.
Yeah.
And also when we do the legend trips, a lot of times we do walkthroughs. So
absolutely.
You guys that are legend trippers have probably seen us do our walkthroughs. So that's basically what they wanted. Marlborough Cable Access wanted us to come in and just do a walkthrough. And again, thank you to Ken and Dave and the Rise Up crew, and along with Norma over at the Historical Society there, for allowing me to use the paint house. So it's funny because it doesn't matter how many times you've been to a location.
Things always change.
Things always change. You might get some of the similar things, because I noticed going in there, I was starting to pick up on some similar, for instance, I went in there and I'm like, I feel like there's a school, like, because you have to understand, when we're in our reading, it's like spirit brain.
We open, that's what we like to call it, when we open up basically the channel to receive information, your conscious thoughts are not available at the time. Like
There's no logic there.
No. So you end up basically saying whatever you're hearing because it comes so fast, or what you're seeing. And you almost, like I don't know if this is the same for you, but I forget what I say a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And like I know Andy Lake, well, he said it a bunch of times before, but we were all hanging out in the summertime, and I gave him a quick message because it just came through quickly, and I heard it, and he'll say, you know, it was right on, it was exactly what he needed to hear, it happened actually, he was having a conversation about what I gave him a message about the day before, but to this day, I still can't remember what I said. And even though it was that small piece of information, it almost is like the messages that we receive kind of come in and kick our thoughts out, and then
right.
And then that's it.
It's fuzzy. It's fuzzy, and that's exactly what happened, because I've been to the paint house before, and inside the paint house there's a school room, which used to be the schoolhouse.
Yeah.
So I started it, and I started to say, okay, I'm seeing a school. Like, I don't know if there's a school out back, but I'm showing a schoolhouse, and Ken's looking at me like, Tiff, and then. At that moment, that's when it dawned on me, and I said, oh my gosh, wait a minute, oh, okay, I know why I'm seeing a schoolhouse, you know.
Yep.
But then there was still some other things that came up that I had no clue about, and we were able to validate it right then and there. So I'm hoping, I can't wait for the documentary to come out so I can actually watch it, and I hope
it's weird to watch yourself on TV.
Oh yeah, exactly. I already said, hey, you know what, shoot from the waist up, guys. And they're like, you serious? I go, do I look serious? Then yes, I'm serious. So...
It's your trademark.
Yeah, I'm very real. What can I say?
Something else.
So again, if you guys have any questions for us, definitely call us at 781-281-8433.
Or you can ask them in our chat room, and we can answer them live. So if you don't want to call in, sometimes calling is a little embarrassing for people. I know I didn't call for pizza for years.
Pizza.
Yes, pizza, yum. So... I was just going to say something, and I'm reading the chat room, so I keep forgetting.
I know, it's hard. Well, I'll say that I after having the guys from Slaps on, St. Lawrence Association of Paranormal Science, I finally said it correctly, because I noticed all last week I was saying it wrong.
We have clapping coming from the peanut gallery.
Yes. The guys had actually asked me to do a gallery reading, so I'm going to be heading up to Messina, New York in August, so I'm really excited about that. So anybody in upstate New York, let me know. I'd love to see you, so come check it out. Or if you want to take the drive with me, I'm looking for someone to come to take a 7-hour drive. No sweat, no sweat.
I am not driving 7 hours with you.
I know.
It would be a nightmare.
No, sir.
Lies.
I'll bring snacks.
Tiffany's idea of snacks are dollar store healthy snacks. That is not a snack to me.
It's not that bad.
It's a snack if you're starving and haven't eaten in 4 days. Snacks are like good snacks.
I know. Oranges.
Oh God. I can't.
What? I think of soccer.
Oranges are good,
oranges.
but
Yeah.
it's not a snack.
No, I know.
At least go with fruit snacks. That's a little bit better.
A little bit.
Road trips, I usually eat McDonald's because that's all they have along.
Whenever I eat
road
McDonald's,
trip.
it's with her, by the way.
Not true.
She got me back into fast food. One thing I want to mention.
Can't blame me.
Next week, our guest will be Ron Kolek, Ghost Chronicles. He was actually on the last Legend trip that the group went to Houghton Mansion, so he was there. So I'm going to have him call in with our new phone system. Hopefully it'll be a little bit louder so you guys can hear as well. But he's going to be calling in next week, so I'm excited to have him on. We have a couple exciting guests coming up in the near future. So
We do, but it's starting with nice weather. Things are changing. We're going to be in a lot of adventures soon. We have plenty of adventures. Actually, June 1st, we'll both be at Ocean State Paracon in Rhode Island. I believe it's being held at the same place as last year.
Yes, St. Anne's
In Woonsocket.
Cultural Center.
So that was exciting last year.
And if you guys get there early, Steph and I are going to be doing a little gallery reading.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
Yes. So get there early.
Yes, and our good friend Nicole LaHouse from Magic LLC, who's been on our show with her crystal skulls and all kinds of fun
She's bringing
stuff.
the skulls, right?
I believe she should be bringing some skulls, but she'll be doing aura photography there. So that's exciting. So if you've never had your aura picture done, definitely get down there and do that too.
And you can do couple aura photography too.
Yeah, she does all kinds of cool stuff. It doesn't even necessarily need to be couple. Like the two of us could get one done at the same time to see how our aura is.
Because we're little Aries.
Yep. So we could do that together, but it's really cool. She's awesome, and a lot of our good friends will be there as well. So if you guys are into the paranormal or into like holistic anything and want to come down and check it out, absolutely. I know that they normally do a cover at the door, which is very small, but it's donated to charity.
Right.
So
and I believe it's muscular dystrophy this year.
I know they were doing something different this year, so I want to say
Don't
that
quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's what it
might
is.
be right.
We are going to have Ken and Dave on in May anyways to go over the vendors of the event and what the charity's for and so forth. And it is, like Steph said, it's very affordable, and it's really worth heading out there and checking things out. And
and it's a beautiful place too, really historic and cool. So we'll be there June 1st.
Yes.
And then we have all kinds of things coming up.
I'm just excited that this summer we're going to be able to film on location.
Yes, that is exciting.
I have an announcement.
Okay.
Speaking of June 1st, drum roll. June 1st, I am going to be doing my readings full time. Yay! I'm very excited about that. That's something that's really big. I'm going to be doing my private readings out of my office in Pembroke. And also I'll be more available to do the house parties, which are usually groups of 8 to 10, and also the gallery readings. So that's a huge leap of faith that I'm taking, but I finally said, you know what? You have to do it. There's no better time than now.
Finally.
Yes, I know.
I've only been telling her to do it for a year now.
It's been a long time, but all of you guys out there, you know how hard it is thinking, oh, well, what if, and what if, and what if that?
But if you spend your whole life what-ifing, you're never going to get there.
Right, because in 10 years from now, if I continue to what-if myself, I'm still going to be sitting right here thinking, oh, well, what if I did that? And I know. I'm the biggest guilty person of saying, I know. So you guys tell us, what's a dream of yours? What's a passion of yours that you would love to do? We'd love to hear it. You know, I mean, I'm going to be doing my readings full time. I'm also going to be doing It Works with Steph.
Yes, you are. And you'll have plenty of time for it.
Yeah, I'm just really excited. I'll have time to do the monthly newsletter that I have.
Hasn't happened in a little while.
Yes, it didn't come out the month of April. But again, I'll be able to focus more on stuff like this show, Spirit Connections, which is getting revamped.
Yes, it is. We'll be having lots of surprises coming up very soon, hopefully before May.
Right. And if there's someone that you want to see on the show too, email us. Put it in the chat room. Give us a call. Let us know. We're always looking for new, fresh ideas. And even if it was a guest that you had on before, or that I had on before, we'd love to hear your information. Do you want to see them back again? What would you like, you know? I know...
we do have a question.
Oh, okay.
Kira would like to know, how do you avoid overanalyzing messages?
Basically, we have to just take our logic out and go straight, shoot from the hip, and go with our gut. And that's what it is.
It's not the easiest task to do. Being a medium, there's being able to have intuition in experiences, things like that. Everybody has that. But being a medium truly means practicing using the tools that somebody like Tiffany or I can give you, and being able to be confident in giving messages to other people. There's definitely ways to give wrong messages because you might be interpreting something completely different. What Tiffany and I tell people a lot of the times is, we're not here to be like Ghost Whisperer or Jennifer Love Hewitt. It very rarely happens like that. If a spirit knows how to communicate properly, most of the time, like every medium's different, they receive messages differently. I can hear messages like you would see on TV, but sometimes it's so fast that it just ends up being bits and pieces. But we tell people, here are your puzzle pieces, you need to put the puzzle together, because
I love that.
We don't know what happened in your life. We're just receiving this information and you're able to piece it together. So something like, you know, we're bringing through a mail and he's talking about this specific hat. Well, ding, there's your puzzle piece, that's Grandpa. Something like that. So, but sometimes they can come through with their name. It depends on, honestly, I say it a lot, they're unpredictable. They do whatever they want to.
Exactly.
And they say whatever they want to.
And they're going to relate on what we can relate to in our personal life. So, for instance, I was giving a reading on Sunday, and I said to this girl, I said, they're showing me a zipper. It's just like a zipper of a jacket, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if someone was called Zipper or if it was just a jacket, but they keep on just showing me the zipper. And she looked at me and she goes, no way. I go, what? And she goes, that's what they called me because she was so skinny growing up. They said, if you stick your tongue out and turn sideways, you're a zipper. And so that was, I mean, there was no way I would have gotten that.
They make you say the word. They'll do anything to make you say what they're trying to make you say. So,
and they're persistent. So even if you might misinterpret what they're saying, they're going to still say,
they go around and try it again. So,
right. She didn't get it. Let's try it this way.
Yep.
Yep.
So, it's definitely something that you need to practice at, that you need to know how to properly do. Just like opening up yourself to receive messages and then closing down afterwards is a huge part of being a medium as well.
And who do you want to receive messages from?
Right, you have to differentiate.
I mean, you don't have control of like, oh, Jack, I want to hear from Jack, but you do have control of what, it's like dealing with different groups in the sense of what crowd you want to hang out with. Do you want to hang out with the troublemakers or do you want to hang out with
goody two-shoes?
Yeah, the goody two-shoes, you know. Yep. So Steph and I, we both set our intentions for our highest, greatest good and our love and light. So we don't deal with anything negative for the most part. I'll say 9 out of 10 times.
And ghost hunting's totally different. When we're doing readings, we're just connecting with love and light only. With ghost hunting, I usually go in and say, I want to communicate with love and light only. But I set different intentions for dealing with earthbound spirits that might just be there. Like I want to be aware of them, things like that. So it's a lot to get into talking about it right now. So that's totally different. And you have to be very careful with that as well. So there's so many aspects to being a medium, intuition, where to use it, how to use it. It's difficult.
And how to identify that it is a message, not just your own thought.
Yes,
and
that's hard too.
Again, like from the very beginning, and we always say this, the message has nothing to do with you. So just take your ego and take your filter out of it, which is the toughest part, I think, because even to this day, I'll still have like a Tiff's twist on things.
Yes,
And then
you used to call them Tiff's tails.
Yeah, and so I'll say what I think it means, and then they say, no, it doesn't make sense what you're saying, but I know what they're trying to say, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, a perfect example. I should have taken my little twist off of it, you know. So, yeah, it's just definitely just. It's not. Remember, it's not supposed to make sense to you all the time, because
it's supposed
it's
to
not
make sense
your
to the
life.
person that you're referring to. To move on from that, because we have a few more questions, Blue Jay would like to know: can people travel outside their body when they're sleeping?
Astroplaning.
Yeah, astral projecting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can.
I've heard some crazy stories, but I've never.
I prefer to stay in bed.
Right. I've never personally experienced it. I've heard some crazy stories. I've even experimented trying to. I don't know if you've ever done this growing up with your friends. Like you say, okay, I'm gonna really try to. Let's think of something to dream about, and we'll see if we can dream about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as that goes, I've tried experimenting with that.
Like astral projecting, just like mediumship, takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of practice. So it's definitely possible, yes. Our next question is Smoochy Lips, which I believe they said was Bernie.
Hi, Bernie.
He said, so I keep hearing that you blend your energy with the spirits, like let them in your head. So how is that done with the surety that they will leave?
Setting our boundaries. And
it's not so much blending your energy. What you're doing is you're raising your vibration and they're lowering theirs. So you meet in the middle. You don't usually blend your energy because you have your personal space, and nobody's usually allowed in that personal space. I know, Bernie, that you've done table tipping with me. We do the circle of white light for a reason, because even though they might be of love and light, you don't want to get mixed up or anything like that. Like, you want to just have one at a time if possible and just have control over the situation. That takes a lot of practice as well.
And most of the time you'll probably, I know I say it, I'm not sure if you say it, but while I'm giving a reading, sometimes they operate in such a higher frequency than us that a lot of times I'll actually say, okay, I need you to slow down. I need you to slow down. You know, whether I say it in my mind or because
that's how you operate.
Right.
Yep.
So, because you do have to meet in that middle. Just like with names, we always say it's like as if they're driving by us going 100 miles an hour, saying,
and screaming out the window.
Like, Bernie,
that's how we hear
Bernie,
things.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they saying Bernie or are they saying Bernard? Who, you know? So we try our best to be as detailed as possible.
Right. It takes a lot of time. Like, just like I've had this gift my whole entire life, and it still surprises me. It still excites me. And I'm still learning things, like, because they have so much to teach us from the other side.
And the thing with Steph is that, because I've had it as well, however, the difference is that Steph was able to identify with it at an early age and understand it, whereas I didn't realize what was going on until
and we
later
both
on in
have
life.
two totally different gifts. So when we read together, it's totally different. She'll get one aspect of some things, and I'll get the complete opposite. So we end up meshing together in a good way. We could be talking to the same exact person, but they can get something through to me easier on this level, where they can get something through to her on this level. Like, she could be seeing something where I could be hearing something. So it's all very interesting.
And it's just like any, like sports. Look at it that way. You know, like, you're going to have someone who's going to be a great goalie, and then you're going to have someone who's a great offense, like center forward. Like, we all, even though they work together on a team, they all attribute to something, to
the same goal.
Exactly.
Yep. So that's what we do. We're just different players on the same team. So, which makes perfect sense.
Yep. Exactly. Well, it's getting to be about a half hour. I don't know if we have any more questions or.
We don't have any more questions right now. So, if you guys have any other questions, we have about 5 more minutes before a half hour's up.
I know, it's a short little show.
I know it is.
But again, next week we have Ron Kolek calling in, and I definitely want you guys to.
That'll be exciting.
Exactly.
Yep. We've actually been on Ron's show, his radio show, without Ron on there.
I know. Actually, I'll be on his show May 1st, the next day. So, so watch us on the 30th, and then watch his show on May 1st, because we'll be tag teaming back and forth. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Definitely, definitely. I know he was at the Paranormal for Paws, so I actually got a chance to I met him at Fort Tabor, but
it was quick because we were all running around in the dark and ghost hunting. So.
Yes, but we had a chance to talk to him. So.
His show partner, Ann Kerrigan, we've had the opportunity to ghost hunt with her multiple times, be on her show, we'll be on their show with just her to talk about Fort Tabor, and we've gone to dinner with her, everything. So
yeah,
we get to know her, but it's nice to get to know Ron as well because we've had limited time with him.
Exactly. So. He sat in at my lecture for Paranormal for Paws, and he had some questions, some good questions.
Yeah. From what I heard, he's a pretty cool guy. So I'm looking forward to next week's show, when we have a guest.
Yes, when our guest does show up, call in. Just let us know, that he is going to be on the show. And, it's always nice. What do we always talk about, Steph? Communication. Communication is so big.
Be nice to others. Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Don't blow people off.
Yeah.
It's not nice.
Just that courtesy, But anyways, our courtesy to you guys is that we didn't want to leave you guys here in the dark.
Right.
And so we do apologize that it has been only a half-hour show tonight. But we will come back next week even
bigger and better
bigger and better, and yes. So, and we have a lot of things coming up because we are also approaching the 2-year anniversary of Spirit Connections. So with that being said, we will be revamping everything, like I had said earlier. New everything.
Revamping.
Yes, new everything. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you, Kiera, for tuning in. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, my mom. My mom's
and everybody else out there. And remember, guys, this is April 23rd. So if you see us this Friday
or Sunday, don't call in.
Don't call in. It's just for April 23rd from 7 to 7:30.
Every Tuesday from 7 to 8, we will be here. So call us then. We'd love to have your questions. We'd love to have your input.
Yes, yes. So, okay, guys, have a great night. Again, thank you for the questions, guys, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.